Hi everybody, I'm back with the full moon reading in September, which is in Pisces. And Pisces is about feelings. So that's the water sign. It's a very emotional sign. So lots of feelings for this full moon. And then we have the equinox, which is coming, the fall equinox, which is coming just 2 days later. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to combine the full moon reading with the fall equinox reading. And being that they're only 2 days apart, I really didn't see the point in doing 2 separate readings. So that's what I'm up to today. Now, this usually takes a bit of time to go up onto my YouTube channel, and you know, it will take as long as it takes, but I'm getting it up ahead of time. I'm getting it up. It is the morning of the 15th. And so that gives us plenty of time to get in touch with this reading if it's meant for you. If it's meant for you, you'll find it. That's just how I look at it. But yeah. So I'm going to do this a little bit different. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to do 2 layouts. One for the full moon reading in Pisces and one for the fall equinox. And if there's time, because I try to keep these readings to 30 minutes, because I've said it 1,000 times, I am not a professional filmmaker. There is nothing whatsoever professional about any of my my equipment or my doing this filming. So we're just going to lay out the cards right now for the, oh goodness, look at this already. And I'm not in the shop. I had figured out the angle in the shop for you folks to be able to see all of my cards. But I'm not in the shop today because I wanted to burn some incense and do some things, and I don't do that in the shop because some people are allergic to things. I'm not allergic to incense at all. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, because I love it. But a lot of people have different allergies than I do. Obviously, we're all different. We're not a one size fits all. So I wanted to burn some incense, and I don't do that in the shop because if somebody comes to my shop, I don't want that residue in the shop that could bother them. So I see that you can't see the layout. Let me see. I'm gonna fudge with the camera. Does that help a little bit? Somewhat that does. All right. So this is the full moon reading, okay? So the full moon is in Pisces. We said that's a very feeling sign. That's in the sign of water. And so there's a lot of feeling to that, okay? So we just wanted to know the advice that the universe has given us during this full moon. And we have quite a bit going on in this reading. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 higher arcana cards, right? So we've talked about this. The higher arcana cards means the universe in motion, basically. That means big picture, okay? So we have a lot going on. Behind us, we have the world, okay? So in the past, we've got the world sort of doing its thing. Lots of different elements to the world, okay? You've got all of the different elements at play here. So a lot of different elements coming together, creating something. Big picture. Has been at work, pretty heavy duty in our background, okay? So the next card that I laid down was my nefarious card. So this is a card of, let's see, addictions, deceit, lies, bad habits, deception. Our deception card. So what we have is the world behind us, okay? And then first card laid down, deceptions. Deceptions, all right? Wheel of Fortune, because in this layout, we have a particular way that we're reading it, okay? So behind us, we've got the world in motion, pulling its strings, doing its thing, big picture. And then we've got a lot of deceptions that we've been facing, trying to weed our way through. Things going on that are very deceptive, okay? So then we're being told by the Wheel of Fortune to make our own fortune, be creative, be discerning, create that which is passionate to us, be discerning, be creative. Like, don't wait for the world to take care of things for you, okay? Wheel of Fortune, that's when people are sitting back, let's just wait to see what happens. No, why? If we're sovereign human beings and we stand in our own power, why are we waiting on anything? Let's create it ourselves, okay? So, and maybe the reason why people are waiting to do things is because they've seen some disappointments. So there's been disappointments, there's been thoughts. So when you're looking at swords, you're thinking thoughts, ego, they're driven by air, okay? So it's also technology and creativity. I always have to tell you that because it is. So we have these thoughts and they're right through the heart. Do you see that? Now, one of the best ways that we can really be discerning in our own life is if we connect our head with our hearts. But one of the best ways that we can totally be self-damaging is when we allow the thoughts to damage or control the heart. We have to connect the two. We've got to connect that brain with that heart space. But the brain might tell you to just, let's see what happens. Let's not make our own reality. Let's do things even though we are in control of our own lives. We are in control of our own lives. Step into your power. Step into your power and claim it. Own it. Own it. Doesn't matter how much disappointment we've seen, right? Doesn't matter what sort of struggles we're up against. Doesn't matter what struggles we're up against. Doesn't matter how disappointing these struggles are. It does not matter. It absolutely does not matter. Because we, rather than waiting for the hands of fate to do whatever, when we create the action in our lives, we create our life. So be the action. Be the action in your own life. Don't wait for whatever or whenever. You'll miss the boat. Doesn't matter how disappointed you are right now about whatever. Step out of the head. Connect with the heart. Get in touch with your higher power, right? Claim your power, right? And blow through these disappointments. Blow through these disappointments. Blow through this deception. Blow through, this card can stand for so many things and none of them good. So, deception, addictions, bad habits, discovering things that don't feel good to you, that can represent this as well. Just the discovery of things that maybe you aren't in alignment with that feel ugly to you. It's pretty much an ugly card. So disappointments around discoveries or epiphanies or things that you've seen, or oppression, or whatever it is that's disappointing you or upsetting you or making you sad. Back away from that and be the creator of your own world. Be the creator in your own fate, right? Blow through. What is it? Why are you disappointed? Why are you disappointed? What about that feels bad to you? Really reflect on that and then think, what can I do to make change there? Okay? This is the Pisces full moon. So it's feeling. It really is feeling. So it's not surprising that we got this disappointment card, letting the head kind of control the heart and running with disappointment and not creating our own destiny rather than, being self-empowered, right? Standing in our power and creating that which we want. Okay? So it's really not surprising because this is a very feeling moon. So then right above our disappointment, we have another higher arcana card, which goes, hand in hand with this, right? So this is the Devil card, and I know it looks scary to people, but what makes you feel enslaved? What are the chains that bind you? If you look below the Devil, there's these two little minions, and they're bound by chains. So what are the chains that are binding you? What makes you feel enslaved? What makes you feel as though you can't step into your power and create that change, right? What makes you feel that way? So again, we have swords. Take a minute. Take a minute to be still. Take a minute to self-reflect, okay? Do some meditation. That's great, but not everybody meditates. But do whatever it takes to come into that still point where you can really connect your heart to your heart. Connect to your heart and see what it is. What's stopping you? What's stopping you? So be still. Be still and find that what's stopping you. Because when we step into our own power, and we're moved and driven to be the leaders in our own life, to be sovereign beings over ourselves and our bodies, when we take control of our life, when we discover what it is that moves us, could be totally new discoveries. When we discover what it is that moves us and we start making changes or we start implementing something to move forward in a way that would feel good. Okay, this doesn't feel good to me, so I'm going to create something within my life, some sort of movement, so that this doesn't have control over me, or so that this is pushed away. Do you see? So you're moving into something positive. Then we have incredibly abundant outcomes. We have the Empress. So we're being held back. Okay, so the world's in motion. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of energy going on. We all know that. We do. So there's been a lot going on in the world, and it's creating disappointments, but that's behind us. When something is behind us, it means that we can move past it because it's behind us, okay? So we've been disappointed. We've discovered things that we don't particularly care for. We're sitting here going, oh, there's nothing I can do about it. There's always something we can do, okay? We're the leaders in our own life, so much so. We don't give ourselves enough credit for the power that we really hold within ourselves. So we're feeling all of these chains that are binding us, what's enslaving us, disappointments, discoveries that we don't like, feeling like we don't have any control here. So we're being asked to sit still and rediscover ourselves. And I say that, rediscover, because we're always discovering something that if we're reflecting upon ourselves and our feelings at all, we'll discover we might feel differently today than we did a year ago about something. Let me just say this. That's so true. A year ago, there's no way that I would have said anything that I would have been afraid that it would have hurt somebody's feelings, because I really care about people, and I don't want to ever just hurt their feelings, right? So with all of the political crap that was going on last year, nobody knew where I stood or what I thought about any of that, really, because it shouldn't matter what I think. And I wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings because I don't like to have my feelings hurt. So I tried to be considerate of people. And at some point this year, I decided I didn't like what was going on politically. And I was just going to come out and speak my truth. Whether other people take my truth as a personal slight or not, that's on them. It's not on me. I started speaking my personal truth about my beliefs about what's going on because I really felt compelled to. And I was freed by that because you know what? At this point, I don't care if you like it or not. You know, my truth is not a slam to anybody. And if somebody considers it a slam, that's on them because it's not. So I stepped into my power in that way, right? I stopped worrying about how other people would feel. We can't worry about how everybody is going to feel. We have to pay attention to how we're feeling. So we really got to step into our power. Okay? Step into your power. For me, it was freeing. For me, it was very freeing to say, I don't agree with oppression. I don't. So, have I lost some friends over that? Were they my friends? If they really can't handle me saying, I don't agree with this far left movement, and now they don't like me, then they weren't my friends. So it doesn't matter. So it's freeing. And that's how it is with everything in our life, every aspect of our life. Really finding our truth. So last year, I probably wouldn't have spoken out as freely as I've spoken out this year. And this year, I'm speaking out. I feel differently about speaking out this year. I feel like it's more important to do that. So I stepped into my power and I owned it, and I will own it. I will own it. Regardless of what I lose, I'm gaining something. And so we have to step out of this place of disappointment and find what it is that we're feeling and what moves us, and why we're waiting. Why are we waiting for anything? Yeah. Because when we stop worrying about, will my husband like it if I tell him that I want to open a new business? Or will my friends like it if I tell them that I don't agree with this or that, and that for me, I want to do this? There's no power in that. There's no self-empowerment in that. So let's not worry about what people around us might think or say, right? Let's not worry about, oh, this just feels too big for me. Nothing's too big. We are not meant to be small. So step into your power because there's positive outcomes there. There's very abundant outcomes there. Incredibly abundant outcomes for stepping into your power and finding your way past this disappointment and this waiting. But be still and really find what it is that you're feeling that you want to move towards. Like, really be still. So, you know, it's different for everybody. This is a crazy time that we're living in. This is higher arcana. We're being shown a lot of higher arcana cards. You know, we have 7 cards down and 4 of them are higher arcana. So this really is a time. Our ending card was step into your power. Be the Empress. Be the Empress. She's very abundant. She's very self-confident. She's getting ready to birth something. She knows that she's got what it takes. She has no fear. She's very connected to the earth. She's very intuitive. She's a very abundant, very, very self-empowered. Very self-empowered. So step into your power. Step out of the disappointment. You know, step away from whatever it is that's keeping you feeling disappointed, because this could mean many things to many of us with everything going on in the world. It could be stuff that's going on, around us, or it could be stuff within our own personal life, or it could be both, because it's a 5-year and it's not a real easy year to maneuver through. Good news is we're coming out of it. Hopefully we'll really embrace the positive side of the 6 energy that we're coming into. But again, that always starts with us. So it doesn't matter what's going on within the world if we embrace that positivity, right? So whatever the chains are that you're feeling bound, whatever's keeping you bound, be still for a moment, right? Be still, really self-reflect and feel, and then step into your power and create abundance, because the universe is saying we have the ability to do that for ourselves right now. Very strongly, very strongly. So, yeah, that's, I'm not pulling any more cards on that, because those higher arcana cards, I say they speak for themselves. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our fall equinox. It's coming into the fall equinox. So, fall, that's all about getting your vitamins and your minerals stocked up for winter. That's filling your medicine cabinet, getting your food prepared, making sure that you've got your warm clothes, making sure that you've got your fuel all taken care of. Depending on what part of the country you live in, what part of the world you live in, depends on what fall means to you. I mean, for some people, where I'm at, we're celebrating summer, while other people are celebrating winter. So it depends on what it means for you, but it is getting kind of your house in order, right? So let's see what advice we have for the fall equinox. What a time. What a time, what a time. What an interesting time to be alive. What a very interesting time to be alive. It's fall. I will say this. The last few days, last 4 or 5 days, the last 4 or 5 days to me have felt lighter energetically. Just lighter. So that's nice. That feels good. All right. So fall equinox reading. Harvesting. Very interesting. Always so interesting. These cards and what they say, right? Oh, this one's so interesting. Can you see them all? Pull them down a little further again. All right, so with the fall equinox reading, this is also very interesting. Fall. Getting your harvesting done. Right? So this is behind us, so most of that's probably been done. People have been harvesting already. So some of you have seen the fruits of your labor and you've begun harvesting them. It's a big piece of what fall kind of represents, isn't it? And then the next card that we have is the Lovers. The Lovers, and that's a higher arcana. We have 2 higher arcana cards in this reading here. So the next card that we have is the Lovers. And the Lovers represents, what is it that you're so caught up in that you're not seeing the big picture, because you're about to get bitten. With this one, with this Lovers card. Not every deck represents the same thing to me, because I read according to what these cards mean to me. So what are we getting so caught up in that we're not paying attention? So we're hyper-focused. This is a higher arcana card, right? So we're hyper-focused on something. We're not paying attention to our surroundings. It's really asking us to be more more open to what's truly going on, and more discerning, right? More discerning, more paying more attention because we're about to get bitten. You see that snake down there? They're so caught up in each other that they're unaware of the danger that's right there. So what is it that we're so caught up in that we're not paying attention to the danger? It's a higher arcana card, so it's a good question, and it's one really we should all be reflecting on pretty carefully, because we also have the Queen of Cups, okay? Queen of Cups in this deck, for me, is a very cold card. If you are the Queen of Cups, you don't care about people. You don't care about anything but yourself. You're kind of hardened. You're hardened, and you're closed off. So what is it that we're closed off about? What are we closing ourselves off to? What is it that we're hardening ourselves to? What is it that we're refusing to look at? What is it that we're refusing to see? What is it that we're refusing to feel? All three of these cards say we're not paying attention. We're being careless. So we're not paying attention. This is higher arcana. We've got to open our eyes. We've really got to open our eyes. It's like a wake-up call, okay? Wake up, wake up, wake up. Because there's danger there. Quit being careless. Really get in touch with our feelings. There's some carelessness going on. And there's a lot of cold hardness going on. We don't thrive very well when we're disconnected that way. And we're not very nice people when we're disconnected that way. I'm just going to be honest, right? So then we have the next card up is we've got our swords again. And this card really represents allowing thoughts to do damage. So here we are, we're being cold. We're throwing feelings away as if they don't matter. We don't want to feel it. We're being very cold. We're not looking to the dangers that are right in front of us. Too caught up in ourselves or whatever's going on, just too caught up. We're allowing thoughts to really create damage, because thoughts without feelings are damaging. The ego can be our best friend, but also our worst enemy. That's why it's so important, like we just said in that last reading, so important to connect the heart to the mind. That mind-heart connection, right? And, there's been this huge shift. There's a big shift going on. Look at the tower, that's higher arcana. It's this huge shift going on where people are literally just like stepping on other people and treating people poorly and abusing their power. And you can't make this stuff up. You just can't make this stuff up. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple more cards. All right. Alrighty. So we've got all of this stuff that's going on where people aren't being very nice. So we're being asked to be warmer, kinder, more loving to one another. We're being asked to build a community again instead of hating on each other and crapping on each other. We're being asked to be kind, to get in touch with those feelings and really be supportive, of each other. Because the thoughts, the information, the technology, it's driving us crazy. And it's all meant to entrap us. Okay? And there's been a lot of work going in to create this situation for us. This is that fall equinox reading. There's been a lot of work going in to create this type of situation. Oh boy, I'm going to pull a couple more cards. I hope I don't run out of time. The universe will see fit to take this through, I think. These are heavy readings. Gonna really need a positive affirmation after this. Page of Cups. Lots of work. Lots of manipulation. To drive us crazy. We're being asked to reconnect. We're being asked to reconnect. I've said for a long time, regardless of ideologies, we need to come together as humans. There's a lot of separation going on right now, and it's ridiculous. We're being asked to connect, create something simple and loving, to get back to being more simplistic and more loving. That's what the fall equinox is asking us. To be careful with the information. Is to be careful with what you're taking in. It's damaging. It can be very damaging. Take off our armor. Take off our armor to move forward. Because whether we know it or not, we're being stolen from. There's a thief in the house. There's an enemy. There's an unseen enemy. So we've just been told twice to wake up. Pay attention. All right, I'm running low on time. My phone says that we've been doing this for 32 minutes, and I'm pushing it because usually something happens at around this time. So I'm just going to trust the universe that we get a positive affirmation, and then I'm going to leave it at that. That was a heavy reading. But hey, we're living in heavy times. Man, I was hoping that I would come to this reading and it would be, well, I'm not fluffy and I never have been. I'm very much a realist. So, you know, I don't have my head in the clouds, pretending to be a butterfly all the time. I'm very much a realist. If I want to be the butterfly, I'm working to create the cocoon, you know. I'm very grounded in reality. But I was really hoping that I was going to come to this reading. The last one was a little heavier. And I was hoping that I was going to come to this reading with a little more lightness. But do we want fluff or do we want truth? I know I'll always take the truth. And I see that as positive. So let's see what our positive affirmation is, because we need it. And it's fun. And yeah, it's fun. Self-forgiveness. So right now, let go of guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. So implement a lot of self-forgiveness right now. A lot of self-love, a lot of self-care. Go within. Tap into what it is that you want. Know that you're powerful, you're sovereign. You're a sovereign being. You're the creator of your own world. You're the creator in your world, of your world, right? Step into your power, own it and claim it. And love yourself, love yourself. We need to tap back into those feelings. And if we want to send love out to the world, we've got to start loving ourselves first, okay? Fill ourselves with love and then send it out. This is a time where we need to really be loving and compassionate. I think we're on the cusp of something big. Every reading I've done lately has been chock full of higher arcana cards. So I think we're on the cusp of something big, universally. and we're coming into the 6th year. So let's start projecting what we're birthing into the 6th year to be a little more positive than what we've seen in this 5-year. Okay, you guys? All right, much, much love, many blessings, much love sent from me to all of you. Many, many, many blessings, and I'll see you all next time. All right, until then, take care, and self-love, and then send it outward. It'll come back to you. All right, see ya.